There is a storm coming, and I want to do a documentation of a garden tour before my plants get destroyed. Hopefully they don't get destroyed. But here is a lovely sunflower right at the beginning of my walkway into my garden. And here is another sunflower. He needs watered. My flowers that wildflowers that I planted are dying because I'm not watering them so well. I have been hiding some sunflowers and cherry plum tree. I have them hiding in this area so that they don't get knocked over by the wind that's coming. There's going to be a big windstorm. Here is a cherry plum. No, it's not a cherry plum. I just said that. A Roma tomato next to what is this? Marigold. And more Roma tomatoes and more marigolds and more cherry plum and another dying sunflower. My kids painted that years ago. And another Roma tomato. Another Roma tomato. With the Roma tomatoes that are not in a cage, I'm going to get a stick, like a stake that I have like that, and use. And I have a bunch of sunflowers growing nicely right here. This whole area was a sunflower forest. I'm only letting few volunteers live this year because the last couple of years it was just a sunflower forest that got out of control. And here's another Roma and more marigolds. It's so exciting. And I have a giant broccoli plant. It's really doing great. It's probably bolting, actually. I should harvest it. Oh, a dragonfly. He's hanging on. We're just gonna leave him be. He's probably gonna rest right there for the storm. But this broccoli plant is pretty massive. There's a couple of heads on it that we saw. We sneak past that guy right there and continue on with more marigolds and Romas and another Roma and my puppy. Say hi. Say hi. He's excited about the storm. And there he goes. He's gone. On the other side of my walkway, I have cucumbers. I couldn't think of it. Those are cucumbers. Back here are zucchini. I need to get these guys a trellis too. They're gonna grow up that. And I have, these are vining tomatoes in this container. They're gonna grow up that trellis right there. And winter squash I have growing there, and bush beans are gonna grow up that trellis. These are just in buckets. I've grown food in buckets many times for years, and this is just an extension. Okay, so we're going to go over here. I forgot. There's nasturtiums, if that's how you say it, growing really beautiful right there. They're very peppery and tasty. And a row of peppers back there. It goes all the way back, and it's kind of covering the massive potato patch here that I did not hill. And I didn't hill it because I've been not feeling very well. It's very windy out here. Sorry, my hair's getting in the way. I haven't been feeling well since April or March. And so I just let that go. But it's cold out here. Okay, we have more sunflowers, probably too many in that pot. And my worm tower bucket. It's like a composting system. It's really small that will fill up with compost at the end of the season. You just put scraps in there. Oops. And it's buried. And it's bottomless. I took the bottom out and I drilled holes all over the bucket for bugs and worms that grow in and out. There's more nasturtiums and a lot of lettuce right here and more nasturtiums. I'm getting a ton of salad with this patch, like a lot. I gotta harvest some more. And here is a nice row of peppers. I have a variety of sweet, puppy, what are you doing? Sweet and, oh my gosh, I can't think. Hot peppers. These look like they're getting eaten by grasshoppers that are out here. It's a daily battle. Oh, I was looking for that shovel. Have to remember where that is. I have a volunteer garlic plant. I already harvested my garlic patches scapes. I didn't do these scapes yet, but I will. And here's my bean patch. I have regular bush beans in the back and black beans in the front. And they're doing really good. Except they got a little bit of holes eaten by some grasshoppers. I have a melon growing in the corner back there. My camera's falling all the way back there. My son, one of my sons is excited about that. I've been growing peas and they're kind of, it's June now, so they're kind of spent, but I'm still getting yummy snacks off of them. This morning I came out here and got a lot, and it looks like I missed some, or that just grew magically since last time I was out here. These are not quite ready. They're pretty flat, but this one is ready, and so are some others. So this gets half sun, half shade right now, which is perfect. And I have a whole lot of more peas growing right there, right there. There's a lot. My follower. And I have a pretty big carrot patch that I'm growing. Both of my sons love carrots. One loves fresh eating carrots, one loves carrots that are in baked goods. And so I wanted to make sure I grew a lot of carrots this year. And here's another volunteer garlic plant that I need to harvest the scapes from. It's funny because they're kind of symmetrical. That one there, along right there. I like how they just grew like that. It's pretty neat. So I let them do their own thing. When I saw them growing, I just left them. Okay, I have to remember to get that. Okay, I have some pepper plants that are getting eaten up pretty badly and shaded out by the carrots, but see how they do. And another sunflower in a pot on the corner here. And I have my garlic patch. And the garlic is going to be ready to harvest pretty soon. I have a sunflower growing in the middle of it. Like I said, sunflowers just popped up all over because it used to be a forest over here of sunflowers. And I already harvested a lot of garlic scapes, as you can see. They're snipped. But when I did it, some of them weren't really fully developed for scaping harvest. So I have to come out here again because some more loops have formed since the last time I did it. And I'm not growing corn this year voluntarily, but I have some. So yeah, I'm gonna leave them there, let them do their thing, see what they do. And I have a row of sunflowers and weeds, but like I said, sunflowers were everywhere. And this is the future area of my little Sarama chicken coop. I can't wait. They're the world's smallest chickens, and this will be a nice area for their coop to be back here. This is my garage, and so I'll just build a nice little coop back here for them. It'll be adorable. And so yeah, we're gonna go ahead to my orchard on the other side. Puppy, we're gonna do the orchard. I have a cherry plum tree right here growing. I'm going to be, I don't know if I want to harvest these or leave them for the birds, or at least harvest some and try like a small batch of recipe or something. I don't know. I have a container of mint because I don't want that in the ground for sure. It'll take over my whole orchard, my whole yard. And I have a catalpa. So he was a volunteer growing against the house, and I was like, nope, I'll put you in the orchard. And he's gonna grow beautifully and tall and have white flowers. And this tree is all over the neighborhood, and so a seed probably just popped up around here in my area. So I'm gonna let him grow right there. Have a bird bath. That water drains out so fast because it's so hot and dry here. And I have bird nesting stuff. It looks like they've been using it because this was packed full at the beginning of the year. They probably did that for the spring. I have some quince growing nicely, very fuzzy. These are delicious. They're very popular on my blog where everybody loves to learn about them. And they're a cross between a pear and an apple, and you can't eat them raw. They're white flesh, but when you cook them, they turn pink. So it's kind of like magical. I'm sorry about the wind, but we have a big storm coming and it's cold. It was 190 degrees out, not 190, but 100 degrees and 90 degrees during the days. But right now we're gonna have a storm, and I love that. So I did some harvesting under this tree with my cherry tree the other day. And so here's more quince. It's just gorgeous. And I have phenomenal lavender plants growing. I have 2 big ones. And look at this. So beautiful. I'm so excited. It smells so good. I wish you could smell it. But I've been propagating that corner back there. Propagating and for a friend. She wanted some lavender. So that's what I've been doing with this. I did have 3, but this one died because it's a pit stop for Puppy. Puppy! Puppy! Say hi! So he's eating some leaves or something. I have garlic growing around my cherry tree. I didn't get any pests on my cherry tree this year. I already harvested it and made a ton of things with it. You can see on my blog. I got 22 pints from this tree this year. I left some up there for the birds, plus I can't reach them. But I did a walk around. You can see on my YouTube channel. of what they looked like that was just heavy of cherries. They're so beautiful. But those are going to be snacks for the birds. I could reach them, but I don't want to. And it's a pest control, grow organically if you put garlic around your tree. And yeah, no icky worms or anything like that I saw. This is the start of my strawberries. It's not their permanent place. I have what do you call it? I can't think today. Chives. I planted not that long ago, so they haven't sprouted yet. And more strawberries, and these are doing really well back here. Nice. I will find a spot for the permanent location. Right now that's just getting started. Oh, I don't want Puppy to see this, but because he'll eat it. Okay, go that way. Go get your stick. This is a raspberry. I have kind of camouflaged it for its safety. I just gotta remember not to mow over it, which I already did. Nuh-uh, nuh-uh. Don't have it. It's mine. It's mine. Where's your stick? Let's go get it. There you go. But he's hiding, and I should probably cage it or something so it'd be more protected. I have a container where I start my propagation, so basically a propagation station. This is a weed. Ugh, goodbye. So it's also a weed station. And a sunflower. Nope. Goodbye. Can't take over this container. So here is some lavender, phenomenal lavender growing, and they're budding, so that means they took root because I did this a long time ago, and I'm going to be giving this away to a friend. I'm growing lavender, like phenomenal lavender, in my garden for our area because it does really well in our area. It's very frost tolerant and heat tolerant, so we get extreme weathers here in my area. So I have thyme right here. My hands are all sore from all the work that I do. I have thyme. It's growing beautifully. I propagated some, this is so soft and fuzzy, chamomile, and it needs to go in its own pot, like its own container, and this needs to go in its own container because it's fully rooted. And rosemary, it wasn't doing so well at first because rosemary doesn't do well in our area, but it's got some green on there. It's making a good comeback. I did something to it earlier in the season, but I see a lot of growth. That's a good sign that it's doing really well. So maybe a little bit later, when it gets a little bit bigger and bushier, after I give it room by taking this out and these out, it'll give it more space. And I just need to take that out because I was propagating a lavender and that one didn't do too well on this side. It did great on that side. And I've grown so many roses, like rose bushes from cuttings. These ones don't look like they're doing too well because I didn't do it right. So I will be redoing all of those. I put too many in one spot. I don't know why I did that because I usually don't do that. I've grown 5 new rose bushes this year at the beginning of the year. This was just my sloppy job of sticking them in this bucket again, but I didn't do a very good job because the last time I really did it, spaced them out and rooted them really well. And so I'm just gonna pluck that. And lastly, I have another fruit tree. This is my pear tree with more garlic around it. And I got 2 big boxes of pears last year. And they're kind of hard to see when they're small because they're so green and small with this greenery here. But I have come out here and noticed that there's quite a bit. Mostly all the way out there where I can't reach. I'll have to get my stepladder, but they're growing beautifully. There's one right here. Wait, where is it? It's hard to find it on the camera. I think it's right here behind this. There it is. And here's one. It's cold. And I'm wearing a dress. Oh, there's more. They're getting to be my size because last time I came out here it was smaller. And they're probably all the way up there, but I'm freezing. And I'm gonna go inside. And that's my poor compost pile that has a garlic growing out of it. I have to fix my compost pile, but who has time for that, right? But that's my little micro orchard and my vegetable patch.